Good morning, good evening, or good afternoon, whatever time it is, wherever you are. Welcome once more to another audio podcast of Alexandra Mayer's Just Some Thoughts. It's been a while since I've taken the time to just sit down and produce an audio podcast for all of you, my friends, followers, family, and whatnot to listen to. Why? Because I have really been enjoying life lately. Those of you who have followed me for I don't even know how many years now, I'd say at least going back to the year of 2007, have witnessed me go through quite a few adventures. You've witnessed me learn so much about not only life externally, but life internally. You've witnessed me get to know myself. Hence the title of this particular podcast, which is The Curious Case of the Capricorn. Because Capricorns are very interesting people. Now, of course, you'd have to believe in astrology and such things to even take what I'm about to go through, even with a smidge of credibility. But when it comes to religion and theology and belief systems, I believe that every single belief system that's ever been, currently is, and ever will be retains at least a certain level of credibility. I believe that every belief system, every religion, every way of thinking within every culture, within every human being, holds a piece of the puzzle of which we commonly call reality. I don't think anyone has it right, and I don't think anyone has it wrong. I think that throughout our lives, we shift and segue into a myriad of ways of thinking, and that's what it is to be a human being. But let's get back to being a Capricorn. I am a Capricorn. I was born on January 7th, 1979. I am currently 40 years old. And you know, there's a little rumor about Capricorns. They say that we are born old and age in reverse. It's just a rumor, it's a legend. Is it true? Is there any truth to it? When it comes to Capricorns as a whole, I really couldn't say. But when it comes to me personally, I would say it's absolutely true. Ironically, throughout my life, when I look at my family, my acquaintances, and even my friends, I have consistently been surrounded by Capricorns. It's the craziest thing. But another legend about Capricorns is that we tend to attract one another. Right now, I am in fairly close contact with another female Capricorn, someone who I admire greatly. I'm not going to say her name in this podcast. But what I will say, and if you follow my Twitter, as of current, at Alex Mayers Live, you'll probably figure out fairly quickly who I'm talking about. But this particular female Capricorn, I believe, exemplifies that legend of Capricorns aging in reverse, because this particular woman, I believe she's in her late 40s, just speaking with her via telephone, the level of energy that she embodies, you would swear you are talking to someone in their early 30s. Now, she does embody quite a bit of wisdom, which is why I love speaking with her. I really hope I get to have the privilege of calling her a friend for the rest of my life, really. But she is so wise. There's another woman who I believe may be a Capricorn on the earlier end of the range of being a Capricorn, who just recently, and I hope that she sticks to what she has decided to do in regards to her personal life, and a relationship that she's exiting. She's a Capricorn. She's very young. She's in, I would say, her mid-20s to late 20s. To listen to her talk, you would think you are listening to a woman in her late 40s, early 50s. But like myself, and I think that's why I am quite fascinated by her actually. She reminds me a lot of myself when I was her age. I think I have hit the pinnacle or the peak of my electing to age to a certain level, because I can feel myself starting to regress and age in reverse from here. I even see it. Just recently, I encountered a friend that I knew from high school when I was out and about running some errands just the other day. And right away, he recognized me. I wouldn't have recognized him in a million years. And the first thing that he said to me was, "You look exactly the same as you did when we were in high school." And what's funny about that is when I was in high school and when I was in college even, people assumed that I was older than I was. But nowadays I'm still getting carded when I opt to purchase some Stella Artois cider. It's the funniest thing. But that is the blessing and the curse of the Capricorn. But I would like to share with you an article in regards to this particular issue when it comes to the curious case of the Capricorn. It's from pandorasastrology.com. And if you don't believe in such things, that's fine. Stop listening to this podcast right now. But if you're curious about such things, if you have an open mind, perhaps you should listen to this. It's titled, Capricorn, Born Old and Growing Younger. Why does it seem that Capricorns live life backwards? Strong Capricorn types have a tendency to act like little old men and women when they are children, and to only allow themselves to express their inner child when they are almost too old to enjoy it. Why is this so backwards for Capricorns? Capricorns take life way too seriously when they are young. They judge themselves harshly, measuring themselves against adults with much more experience. Their expectations are high, and they become frustrated when they don't measure up. Child Capricorns crave respect and want to be treated like adults. They see adults as having powers and privileges that they want to have. Young Capricorns will eagerly take on adult responsibilities in order to garner respect from others and to be a part of the adult world. They tend to be interested in what the adults are doing and will seek out friendships with people outside their peer group on purpose. They may feel downright uncomfortable with people their own age. As Capricorns age, they find that this comfort with age difference continues, and they can enjoy friendships with people much younger than themselves. They like helping younger people along and mentoring the next generations. It's as if the life of a Capricorn is on a time release mechanism. They are willing to put in a lot of hard work with little reward while they are young. Some young Capricorns have this thrust upon them. Many with strong Capricorn or Saturn influences in their charts are the oldest in their family or only children, and they have to grow up fast and help out in their family early in life. But whether it's compulsory or voluntary, this hard work helps them build the self-confidence necessary to blossom into adulthood. And by the time their Saturn return, around the age of 30, your typical Capricorn is beginning to reap the rewards of all that effort. This is just the first phase, and most Capricorns will experience another cycle of work and reward, which culminates around their second Saturn return, around the age of 58 or so, as they are moving into retirement. In their 30s, a Capricorn will finally begin to let go of the restrictions and limitations they've imposed upon themselves. They'll begin to allow themselves to relax in life a little more. They'll start growing into their own skin and allow themselves to have feelings of spontaneity in a way that they never did before. This is if and not until they've earned their own respect within themselves. Capricorns have their old age to look forward to. If they continue to do what's needed to earn their own self-respect as they age, they will also continue learning to relax, have fun, be soft and emotionally available, play, and enjoy. You've probably already figured out the good news inherent in this description of the Capricorn temperament. If Capricorns have already gotten the hard parts of life over with at the beginning, it stands to reason that life just gets easier. There's quite a bit of truth to this. By the time they are elders, Capricorns have the ability to really let go and delight in the simple and childlike things within life in quite the childlike way. Capricorns like to pay at the door. That way, they can really relax and enjoy the show. Now, many of you who follow me, you know that I do quite a bit of my independent investigative journalism within the subject matter, the issue, and the realm of the adult entertainment industry. And something that I've noticed over the years is that quite a few of my peers who are also bloggers, amazingly, are also Capricorns. One that I will point out in particular is a man by the name of Michael Strether. He was known as Mike South for several years. He no longer has control of his blog, but he was a fellow Capricorn. And I do have the strangest feeling that he's not quite done yet when it comes to certain things that he wants to share, when it comes to the reality of all that the adult entertainment industry is. Capricorns are people that you never tend to forget. I'll give y'all an example. Who's someone that I think even someone who is just recently born would know as a famous person, whether they know about their life or not? That individual would be Elvis Presley. He was born January 8th. He's someone that rocked the world, and we have never forgotten about him. And I still don't think to this day that we entirely know who he really was. Another Capricorn, who's a historical figure that I don't think many people don't know about on this planet, is an individual known as Jesus Christ. According to the Orthodox Christians, he was actually born on my birthday, January 7th. Yes, that is Orthodox Christmas. And even if you want to say that he was born on traditional American Christmas, he's still a Capricorn. Yes, Capricorns are everywhere. We don't intend to be everywhere. Oftentimes we choose not to even be parents. Yes, very few Capricorns have large families or are parents of large families, and I'll tell you why. Because every other sign of the zodiac is essentially by default our children, which is what makes our early phases in life relatively exhausting. But yeah, we do get our second, third, fourth, fifth, and only God knows how many wins in our later years as we tend to, at least according to legend, age in reverse. So that's about it for tonight's Alexandra Mayer's Just Some Thoughts. I've been away for a while, but I'm about to have a lot of fun with some video podcasts that I will be posting this week, which you can check out on pntlive.net. But of course, if you want privy to early access of my video podcast, all you have to do is pop on over to Twitter and follow at Alex Mayers Live. I think I noted this on a previous podcast. I'm not sure if it was audio or video, but I am back on Facebook. You can find me on Facebook under Alexandra Mayers or Alex Mayers Live. Have a good night, everybody. Take care and do the right thing, because whether you're judged on earth or on the other side, at some point in time, you're going to have to take accountability. And that individual who is right behind you, who's made notes about what you need to take accountability in regards to, is most likely a Capricorn. It might even be me. Good night.